body already. And here we are. We're back on the used Hoss build. I bought a used Hoss off of eBay. Got it for a pretty good price compared to new. Was able to add all of the upgrades that I wanted to it. The extreme heavy duty driveline and suspension kit, and added new GTR shocks to it. You can check out that build in my other previous video. This is about the body for that particular truck. The truck is got blue in the center, like blue driveline, motor mounts, the ESC and stuff is blue. And then I did the green suspension upgrade. You can also see all that in the video. Green GTR aluminum shocks. So we're going to paint the body, yes, green and blue, with a few splashes of this or that. So I bought a clear Hoss body. You have to reuse the internal cage and the roof bumpers, or a rear protection piece that goes on the back here to protect the piece. So I'll have to take the old body, remove all that stuff and put it on here. If you want new stuff, you can buy the roof rail separate and the rear piece separate. You can buy pre-painted body, clear body, or a halfway painted body and just do a base color inside of it. To keep the cost down on the car, because I already added a bunch of upgrades to it, I bought the clear body. And I do like to paint stuff, but I had a hard time laying out this paint scheme. So hopefully it turns out pretty good. You can see I already pulled the body out of the package. I will put the part number down in the description if you're looking for a clear body to paint yourself. The first thing you want to do to a clear body, any body, you want to wash them. So you take the inside, scrub it down with Dawn dish soap or something that doesn't have any kind of moisturizers in it. I would say Dawn is the best. Just the basic dish soap. Clean it up. I scuffed it with a Scotch-Brite pad where the windows aren't going to be, so the windows aren't scratched, of course, to make sure the paint sticks real well. This is a basher body, so when it crashes, we don't want the paint to flake off. I want it to stick really well. So after washing it, we scuffed it, rinsed it extremely well. Take your time, make sure you get all the soap out. Next step was to dry it really well. I put the factory window masks in it. You can see those there. We installed those. And then we liquid masked. I used this Bitty Design liquid mask. This is a big tub, does lots of bodies. That's why I bought a big one. Make sure this don't freeze, it can ruin it. So I bought this stuff. Coated it with like a foam paintbrush inside. There's a few different ways. You can use a standard bristle brush, foam brush, and you can dilute it and spray it. But it feels like to me diluting and spraying could cause a lot of waste and extra cleaning of a gun you don't need to do. But you would get the most consistent and even coat on the inside. You can see where the heavy pink is where it kind of clumps up a little, but that's okay. After we get the liquid mask in, I have 3 coats of this on here. You have to let it completely dry before applying another coat, or you'll just be applying something over something wet and it'll take time for it to dry. You can blow dry it dry if you want. You can just let it sit overnight, take 2-3 days to do all the coats if you're getting it prepped. I just let it sit out in the sun in a hot day and let it cure a couple times, and there we have it. So the next step after that is to come up with a design. And sometimes that can be the most difficult part, is figuring out what you want to do. You want to do too much, you want to do not enough. Got to come up with some colors. I'm going with Proline paints. The main green is going to be the Lime Green Pearl by Proline. Really sparkly paint. We're going to do some dark edges probably with the standard green, just for some fading and stuff. We're also going to do with the blue, we're going to do the pearl blue, and then for the, we're just going to do a standard Proline blue for the edges. Also a little bit of fade just to add a little bit more to it. The main body color, I guess you would say, which there's actually not as much of this as you would think, but the base color is going to be the metallic charcoal. This is my favorite paint that they make. It is such a good looking paint. It's so nice looking. It looks good with every color. And then we got some black, which we're going to use as a backer, and we're actually going to have some exposed black in a few spots on the truck. And the white is just to back the blue and the green. So you won't even see any white on this body. So it takes a few colors to get it going. The airbrush that I'm using, please excuse the mess, it is dirty. I thought I cleaned it, but apparently I did not. This is just a master airbrush off of Amazon. Like 35 bucks, comes with 3 needles. I've painted 20 plus bodies or more with this thing and have pretty good success. It is not the fanciest, it's not the most detailed brush, but it will do it. It'll get it done. I'll post some pictures now of some previous bodies that I've done and the kind of effect you can get with just a brush. You just got to be patient. Sometimes it'll clog, sometimes you got to clean it. Little things like that. This has held up pretty well. I think it's about time for me to graduate to a nicer brush. I'm looking for some nice Awatas. They're a couple $100. This is 35 bucks and it's got me through. You want to get some different X-Acto knives. These I will tell you about in a minute, but you want new blades. This one helps more maneuverability. This one longer straight cuts. Cleaning tools for your airbrush. Brand new X-Acto blades. So it's what you got to do after you get your main design figured out. And I hope this design is going to work out. Kind of had a hard time with it. Sometimes I know exactly what I'm going to do, and other times I struggle. This one I kind of struggled a little bit trying to figure out the layout. But I think I got it, and it's going to look pretty good. So is what you want to do after you get your design all marked out. And you know where your colors are going to go. Everywhere there's a black line, you want to cut with your X-Acto knife. So what you're going to do is go around all the insides, and you're going to follow those lines all the way around. And it's going to be, you got to contort your wrist and your elbow and your head and lots of different directions to get the cuts that you want. You don't want to press hard. You're just cutting through the liquid mask, and it is not hard to cut through. So you're just going to do light scores, and you're going to cut all of the lines. You're not going to just do one thing and then you want to cut, just score everything. Not, okay, I shouldn't say cut. You want to score the liquid mask. You're just going to drag it across very lightly. You're going to try to get the tip into the corners. If you press too hard, you're scoring the Lexan, and that's going to compromise the strength and integrity of the body. You're just trying to cut the mask out. So you're just going to go very light. No big deal. Not pressing too hard, and you're going to cut everything, but you're not going to pull everything at once. Once you score all the lines in the liquid mask, then you're good to go. Now we can start pulling stuff for paint. You want to start with the dark colors first. So on this particular body, you would think I'm going to start with the black, because we have a black line here, black line here, we got some black here, but we also back the metallic charcoal with black. I like the look of this stuff when it's backed with black, so we're gonna pull the metallic charcoal first, which is going to be the base coat. So we're going to do the lines here that's underneath. I mean, you say a base coat, but it really isn't that much of it. A little bit on the roof. We got a little bit on the front. Metallic charcoal is going to be across the back. So we're going to pull that off first. Then we're going to go ahead and pull the black. And then what we're going to do is pull all the black off, which there's just a very light hint of black here. We're doing a black across this section. And once we pull that off, then we can back the charcoal and paint the black at the same time. So that's kind of saving a step from changing paints in the gun. Okay, we got the first layer peeled, and I'll tell you that was a lot of fun. Okay, we got the mask peeled where we're going to put the metallic charcoal. Like I said, we're doing metallic charcoal first, then we're going to peel the spots where we're going to lay black, and then we're going to spray the black and back the metallic charcoal all in one swoop. That just saves an extra step. I've done it before, it works perfect. The liquid mask wasn't cut deep enough when I cut it the first time, so I didn't get much time lapse on peeling it because I was probably using a dull X-Acto, you know, not a brand new fresh blade. I tried to use one that was fairly fresh, and it didn't quite score all the way through. And so yeah, now we're going to start painting. Shake all your paints really well, especially if they've been sitting for a while, which mine have. Okay, we're going to time lapse the black and the charcoal. Also, if you're using Proline paints, make sure you have plenty of their reducer handy. For every cup of this, not a full cup, just a partial cup that I spray of any of the metallics, I use 3 to 4 drops of this reducer to dilute it to thin out the paint. Okay, we got the metallic charcoal laid down. We got the black laid down. Painted the bed black. Some trim pieces black. Backed it. Now we're on to the blue. I laid in a base coat of just Proline's regular blue. Not a base coat, but a fade coat. Just along the bottom edges of the trim. Across here. Now we're going to go through and we're going to put the pearl blue on there, and then we're going to back it with white. It should make it super bright, and that's what I'm looking for. Right now it looks pretty dark, but we're looking to brighten it up. And after we'll move on to the green after that. I was having a little bit of blotchiness with my gun, so you kind of got to clean it like after every color change. Pretty much flush it out, sometimes tear it apart and clean it. The metallics have a tendency to clog it up worse than the base colors, even the pearls, because of the flake inside. Yeah, so we're on to the blue. Okay, we got the blue all painted and backed. A little bit of a fade. It's hard to see in the camera. We also started the green. We're gonna try a fade with the green. I don't know if it's gonna work. We'll have to see once it's all peeled and in the sunlight. You can kind of see where we're going with it. And next step is this is regular Proline green. Now we're gonna do the pearl green. Similar in color, this should be a little lighter. So it just adds a kind of a defined shadow edge, or a little bit of an edge. So we're going to spray the green, back it with white, and we'll be done. Judge me on my lines, guys. I had some issues with the paint mask on this body. Alright guys, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.